Have you ever tried to practice all previous year gate questions on mesh analysis? And do you want to know some tips and tricks to solve these questions within short time? Then you need to keep watching this session because today I'm going to share the solution of all previous year gate questions on mesh analysis from 1999 to 2020. Okay, guys, it's me Abhisha. You're watching Crack Easy, the place to learn how to crack easy exams. Have you subscribed this channel? If you haven't, please do it and don't forget to press bell button. Watch the session completely since I'm going to share not only the answers but also all concepts related to each question. Now let's look at a question from GATE 2001. The voltage is 0 in figure is. You can see the network here. Here we have one independent current source 8 amperes, one independent voltage source 16 volts. E0 is marked as voltage across this 12 ohm resistor, which is the quantity to be calculated. Now have a look at 4 options given. Option A 48 volts, option B 24 volts, option C 36 volts and option D 28 volts. This is the network. How can we calculate the unknown quantity? Which is the most appropriate circuit analysis technique for this network? Any idea? Okay, now you look at this portion. Here you can see a current source with a parallel connected resistor 10 ohm. I hope you all know that a current source with a parallel connected resistor is considered as a practical current source, which is equivalent to a practical voltage source, that is a voltage source with a series connected resistor R, where the value of voltage source can be calculated by using the formula V is equal to IR, where I is the source quantity of current source and R is the parallel connected resistor. One more thing I would like to add, it's regarding the sign assignment of equivalent voltage source. The positive polarity of the equivalent voltage source should be marked at current leaving terminal of the current source. Got it? Here you can see current leaving terminal of the current source is at the top. That's why we mark positive polarity at the top for this voltage source. Hope you got it. It's a time to replace current sources in our network with its equivalent voltage sources. So what we are going to do now is we are going to replace this practical current source with its equivalent practical voltage source. Let us find out the value of equivalent voltage source. As I told you earlier, it can be calculated by using the equation V is equal to I into R, that is V is equal to 8 into 10, that is 80 volts, with a positive polarity at the top. Why? Here you can see the 8 ampere current source is in upward direction. That's why we select positive polarity at the top with a series connected resistor 10 ohm. After replacing it, we get a network like this. Here you can see this 80 volt source with a series connected 10 ohm resistor. Now we are going to perform mesh analysis in the network for determining the unknown quantity is 0. As you know, for performing mesh analysis, first we have to make sure it's a planar network. How can we check whether it is a planar network or not? Any guess? Alright, a network is said to be planar if it can be drawn on a plane surface without any crossovers. Is there any crossovers present in the network? No. So it's a planar network and we can use mesh analysis to find its solution. In next step, we have to identify all meshes present in the network. Now, can anybody tell me how many meshes are present here? You can see there are 2 meshes. Let us consider this as first mesh and this is second mesh. I1 is labeled as mesh current in first mesh in clockwise direction and I2 as mesh current in second mesh in clockwise direction. Then we mark polarities of voltage drop across each resistor according to the direction of assumed currents. As you know, the current entering terminal of a resistor should be marked as positive and the other terminal as negative of the voltage developed by that current. Here, the current I1 enter 10 ohm resistor at this terminal. That's why we mark it as positive and other terminal as negative. In the similar manner, the polarities of voltage drop across each resistors are marked. Now it's a time to write KVL equation. Let us first focus on first mesh. Starting at this point in clockwise direction, first we observe the voltage drop across this 10 ohm resistor, which is equal to 10 into I1. So we start our KVL equation with 10 I1. After that, this 80 volt voltage source with the polarity mark in the order minus plus, correspondingly we add a term minus 80 to KVL equation. Then the voltage drop across this 2 ohm resistor. Can anybody tell me which term should we add to KVL equation to represent voltage drop across this 2 ohm? We should add a plus 2 I1 term. Next, this 16 volt voltage source, from the polarity mark, it is clear that we can add a term plus 16 to our KVL equation. Finally, the voltage drop across the 6 ohm. You can see this 6 ohm resistor is common to first mesh and second mesh. Hence, the total current through the 6 ohm should be taken as algebraic sum of two mesh currents. Here, I1 and I2 are flowing through the 6 ohm in opposite direction. Since we are writing KVL in first mesh, the total current through the 6 ohm should be taken as I1 minus I2 and correspondingly a voltage drop I1 minus I2 into 6 is added to our KVL equation. And that is equal to 0. You can see the equation here. By rearranging it, we get 18I1 minus 6I2 is equal to 64, which is labeled as equation number 1. Our next task is to write KVL equation for second mesh. Starting at this point in clockwise direction, first we observe the voltage drop across the 6 ohm. Since we are writing KVL in second mesh, the total current through the 6 ohm is taken as I2 minus I1. Correspondingly, a voltage drop I2 minus I1 into 6 is added to our KVL equation. Then this independent voltage source, from the polarity mark, it is clear that we had to add a term minus 16. Finally, the voltage drop across this 12 ohm, and it can be expressed as 12 into I2. So we add a term plus 12 into I2 to our KVL equation, and that is equal to 0. So this is our equation. By rearranging it, we get minus 6I1 plus 18I2 is equal to 16, which is labeled as equation number 2. Thus, we have two unknowns I1, I2 and two equations. By solving these two equations, we get the value of I1 as 4.33 amperes and that of I2 as 2.33 amperes. Hope you remember, in the question we are asked to find out the value of E0, which is nothing but voltage drop across this 12 ohm resistor. And it can be mathematically expressed as E0 is equal to I2 into 12. When we substitute I2 is equal to 2.33 in this equation, we get our desired quantity as 2.33 into 12, that is 28 volts. Thus, our answer is option D. That's all about this problem. Let us move ahead and see next question. It's from GATE 2016. In the circuit shown in figure, the magnitude of the current in amperes through R2 is dash. This is a network. Let us first analyze this network and find out the most appropriate circuit analysis technique for determining the unknown quantity, that is current through this resistor R2. Here we have one independent voltage source 60 volts, one dependent current source 0.04 Vx, where the controlling variable Vx is defined as voltage across this 5 ohm resistor. You can see two meshes here. This is first mesh and second mesh, and an independent current source is present between these two meshes. In fact, we can either perform mesh analysis or nodal analysis in the network for determining the desired quantity. If we go for mesh analysis, then it will be super mesh concept due to the presence of current source between these two meshes. Apart from that, we have to write KCL at this node for determining some unknown quantities. Now you look at this node. At this node, we have 3 branches and correspondingly 3 branch currents. Let us label this branch current as I, and this is already given as 0.04 Vx. Now you focus on this 5 ohm resistor. The voltage across this 5 ohm is Vx. As you know, current through a resistor can be mathematically expressed as voltage drop across it divided by resistance value. Correspondingly, the current through this 5 ohm resistor can be expressed as Vx by 5 in downward direction. You can see this 5 ohm and 3 ohm are series connected. As you know, the current through series connected elements are always same. Hence, the same current Vx by 5 flows through this 3 ohm. Now what we are going to do is we are going to write KCL equation at this node. At this node, we have 2 incoming currents I and 0.0 Vx and 1 outgoing current. By KCL, sum of currents entering at a node is equal to sum of currents leaving that node. So we can write the outgoing current Vx by 5 is equal to I plus 0.04 Vx. By rearranging this, we get I is equal to 4 Vx by 25. Alright. Now we are going to write KVL equation for this super mesh. What is super mesh? Any guess? As you know, mesh analysis is a circuit analysis technique based on Kirchhoff's voltage law KVL, which says algebraic sum of voltages around a closed loop is 0. So if you want to perform mesh analysis in a network, it is better to replace all possible current sources with its equivalent voltage sources. But sometimes there may be a current source between two adjacent meshes which cannot be replaced with its equivalent voltage source. In such cases, that two adjacent meshes together should be considered as a single mesh called super mesh. So, when we write KVL equation, the algebraic sum of voltage drop around two meshes should be equated to 0. Coming back to our network, here we have two meshes and a current source is present between these two. So, these two meshes together should be considered as a super mesh. Now we are going to write KVL equation in the super mesh. Starting at this point in clockwise direction, first we observe the 60 volt source with the polarity mark minus plus. So we start our KVL equation with minus 60. Then the voltage drop across this 5 ohm, which is nothing but I into 5. Correspondingly, we add a term 5I to our KVL equation. After that, the voltage drop across this 3 ohm resistor, which can be expressed as Vx by 5 into 3. Hope you remember we already obtained the current through this 3 ohm as Vx by 5. And that is equal to 0. Hope you remember the value of I is already obtained as 4Vx by 25. When we substitute that value, we get an equation like this: minus 60 plus 4Vx by 25 into 5 plus Vx by 5 into 3 plus 5 is equal to 0, or Vx is equal to 25. The question we are asked to find out current through this resistor R2, which is already obtained as Vx by 5. When we substitute the value of Vx as 25, we get our desired quantity as 25 by 5, that is 5 amperes. Thus, our answer is 5. So, we are done with this session now. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you have any doubts, please do let me know in the comment section. Come back for more sessions. Thanks for watching. Thank you.